Big fact. They like Adolf, why you snapping like that? I say my grind, I'm never sleeping, that's a fact. Every day I'm in the stool just like the trap. I get it in, get it gone, man, that's facts. Paranoid, I gotta sleep with my strap. I can't let these niggas trip me out the map. My niggas coming up the block like Clowny. Please don't come around me. Clouch and wipe a nigga just like Downey. I ain't gon' stop until my wrist is cold just like that mountain. Bitch was dripping so much, them hoes thought it was a fountain. I don't know about this, but I know about that. Stayed up out the way and count some fucking racks. That's a big fact, that's a big fact. That's a big fact, that's a big fact. I don't know about this, but I know about that. Stayed up out the way and count some fucking racks. That's a big fact, that's a big fact. That's a big fact, that's a big fact.
I never been no bitch, I never been no rat. I had the slice of cheese, I turned that to a pack. You keep asking about the strain, that shit gon' get you checked. Talking like you slick, that shit gon' get you slapped. I took a couple losses, then I took them back. Came back with pack. Yeah, this that threat. Yeah, this that gas. Know you heard some rumors, but baby, this is the facts. I'm always on that crime, but tonight I am drinking Jack. I'm geeked up off that jigger hoe, then I fade to black. Then jump right back. I sell dope, not crack. Bitch, I'm from the ad, now tell me what you know about that. We bust your ass, now run and tell them that.
You go. About this, but I know about that. Stayed up out the way and count some fucking racks. That's a big fact, that's a big fact. That's a big fact, that's a big fact. I don't know about this, but I know about that. Stayed up out the way and count some fucking racks. That's a big fact, that's a big fact. That's a big fact, that's a big fact. Oh, you mad you can't get your bitch back? Stayed up out the way and count some fucking racks. That's a big fact. Big fact. They like Adolf, why you snapping like that? I say my grind, I'm never sleeping, that's a fact. Every day I'm in the stool just like the trap. I get it in, get it gone, man, that's facts. Paranoid, I gotta sleep with my strap. I can't let these niggas trip me out the map. My niggas coming up the block like Clowny. Please don't come around me. Clouch and wipe a nigga just like Downey. I ain't gon' stop until my wrist is cold just like that mountain. Bitch was dripping so much, them hoes thought it was a fountain. I don't know about this, but I know about that. Stayed up out the way and count some fucking racks. That's a big fact, that's a big fact. That's a big fact, that's a big fact. I don't know about this, but I know about that. Stayed up out the way and count some fucking racks. That's a big fact, that's a big fact. That's a big fact, that's a big fact.
I never been no bitch, I never been no rat. I had the slice of cheese, I turned that to a pack. You keep asking about the strain, that shit gon' get you checked. Talking like you slick, that shit gon' get you slapped. I took a couple losses, then I took them back. Came back with pack. Yeah, this that threat. Yeah, this that gas. Know you heard some rumors, but baby, this is the facts. I'm always on that crime, but tonight I am drinking Jack. I'm geeked up off that jigger hoe, then I fade to black. Then jump right back. I sell dope, not crack. Bitch, I'm from the ad, now tell me what you know about that. We bust your ass, now run and tell them that.
You go. I don't know about this, but that. Stayed up out the way and count some fucking racks. That's a big fact, that's a big fact. That's a big fact, that's a big fact. Stayed up out the way and count some fucking racks. And we back on that ass chat, you feel me? For another one. Somebody said in my comment section on YouTube that I was clickbaiting, right? So let me clear this up. Big U is definitely being questioned. He's been arrested. His house is being raided. He's definitely being questioned about the Nipsey Hussle murder. You see what I'm saying? Having involvement in the murder. Somebody said I was clickbaiting because I said Big U got arrested for Nipsey's murder, which I'm not lying. It's true. But today, chat, what we got going on is that boy Bricc Baby PaperWork has been exposed, chat. So we about to see what Bricc Baby has been up to in these Compton streets. A lot of people feel like Bricc Baby set up Quando Rondo. You see what I'm saying? Backdoor Quando Rondo. But you know, he's held firm that he had no involvement in that incident. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people saying that he didn't know about Nip, you know what I'm saying? But once he figured out about what was going on with Nip, you know what I'm saying, what they did to Nip, you feel me? That's when he really started distancing himself from the rolling 60s. But we about to see what this PaperWork talking about, gang. You see what I'm saying? So without further ado, chat, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Bricc Baby, PaperWork, being exposed.
All right, so it looks like we've got some more paperwork to go over today. Y'all know how I do it over here on this channel. I read the paperwork so you guys don't have to. However, if you're interested in just reading this paperwork yourself, I have left a link to it in the description where you can read the whole thing or download it. I've seen some people posting this stuff online where they were just reading it. Nobody ever gives a link to the paperwork. So I put the link down in the description below in case y'all want to read it yourself. But for those of y'all who click this because you don't want to read it, let's go ahead and jump into this paperwork. So Bricc Baby's paperwork got released yesterday on Pacer, and basically what this is a memorandum in opposition to request for review the reconsideration of order setting conditions of release detention. Basically, Bricc Baby filed some paperwork saying that he wanted to be let out on bond. They filed this basically saying no, and they lay out everything that they have against Bricc Baby in this paperwork. So right here we've got the cover page. You can see that they got Bricc Baby listed here with all of his different nicknames. They got the table of contents here, which is everything that is going to be inside of this document, right? And there are quite a few things to go over. So skipping past the table of contents, we get here to this introduction. It says defendant Zahir Mitchell asked this court to be released pending trial, arguing that a secure property bond is sufficient to reasonably assure his appearance and the safety of any other person or the community. To the contrary, defendant's criminal history shows a dedication to crime and recidivism, no matter what the consequences. Moreover, his conduct during the investigation in this case shows the same dedication to a life of crime and inability to comply with the rule of law. The indictment first alleges that defendant, in shooting at individuals, possessed ammunition expelled from a firearm on July 12, 2022. Then, on June 21, 2023, defendant was captured on an intercepted call arguing with his significant other, in which she repeatedly recounted that defendant had pointed a gun at her while she was holding his infant child. Execution of a search warrant at the defendant's home followed, and 3 firearms, including an AK-47 style gun and over 125 rounds of ammunition, were found. After law enforcement seized those weapons and arrested the defendant, he continued undeterred. In March of 2024, defendant erupted at his place of employment, threatening individuals in the room and online with death, fighting security, and later admitting to possessing a firearm during that incident. Throughout 2024, defendant made claims online of murdering people and threatening to do the same to others. Then on March 18, 2025, the day before his arrest in this case, defendant went on.
Hey, hold on, chat. I'm gonna keep it going, but listen, chat. That's cause that boy was fucking with Adam 22 when he crashed out on Adam's set. It was telling him how he was gonna kill motherfuckers and all that, bro. You feel me? Y'all gotta watch what y'all say, man. When y'all go on Adam 22, Vlad TV, these motherfuckers don't be giving a fuck, bro. They just want the scoop, gang. They just want the story. They just want you to incriminate your dumb ass self and do something so their views can go up and your ass is going to jail.
on a live video podcast with someone who he had previously threatened to kill. During the podcast, sitting across from that person, defendant brandished a firearm in his waistband. When defendant was arrested the following day, an unsecured firearm with multiple magazines of live ammunition matching that seen in the defendant's waistband on the podcast were found where defendant was staying with his young child. Wow, so that was a crazy paragraph right there. Pretty much they're saying that they had a wiretap of Bricc Baby threatening to kill his baby mama. They're saying that Bricc Baby went on No Jumper and threatened to kill her.
What I just say, No Jumper. Stay off them sites, man. Stay off them, bro. Them platforms ain't no good for us, gang.
Bunch of people, and y'all may remember this is something that I covered on my channel. This is when he went on No Jumper and had his infamous crash out and threatened to put a kill squad in the street if people kept playing with his name. Right, I'll go ahead and play that clip for y'all right now. It's not that long, just to add context.
You nigga underlying conditions, nigga, the hood, nigga. On West Side Road to say that, nigga. On the dead homies, cause y'all know what it is, nigga. And a nigga boy, big reason I ain't come outside and kill one of you niggas, cause I was in front of these white niggas. Dead homies, nigga. And the homies would have crashed, nigga. On 6-0, nigga, give a fuck about none of that, nigga. Shout out Devil Donut, nigga, my real 40s, cuz. These niggas 68ers though, nigga. On 6-0, and this my homeboy, nigga. On the hood. And whatever me and my homeboy gotta go through, nigga, to clear what we gotta clear, nigga, on 6-0, he gonna always be my homeboy, nigga. It don't matter whatever it is, nigga. But the energy that, nigga, from now on, nigga, keep on running content on my name, nigga, I'm putting Kill Squad in the street.
Right, so they referenced that specific moment on No Jumper where Bricc Baby was crashing out inside of this paperwork. Not only that, they mentioned that he got on the No Jumper podcast with somebody who he had quote unquote threatened to kill before in the past and brandished a firearm. And they're talking about this clip right here where Bricc Baby, Loose Cannon, Adam 22 and Lush were all on No Jumper, and Bricc Baby kind of did like a little stretch while him and Loose was kind of getting into it, and you can see the gun on his waistband. I think he did that so Loose could see that he was strapped, but apparently Loose ain't the only one that seen it. Apparently the feds also were watching and seeing that. And this interview happened the day before Bricc Baby was arrested.
They definitely dictated the stream.
The gummies did their thingy thing. That's a fact. So we had some good fun, good clean fun.
Are y'all noticing the patterns, like the bricks and all this shit look a little different and all that?
You really feel like that?
Yeah.
You said Compa was the one that
Right, so those are the two incidents that they referenced in that first paragraph. It continues, it says, all of the above conduct occurred after years of violent crimes, firearm possession, evading charges, and troubling conduct disseminated throughout the internet. Defendant's lengthy periods of incarceration and supervision have not deterred him from continuing to commit dangerous crimes. There is no reason to believe this arrest will be any different, and the safety of the public demands that the defendant remain detained. It's got statement of facts. It says, bullet point A, defendant is intercepted discussing criminal activities, including pointing a firearm at his partner and child. It says in the first several months of 2023, defendant was intercepted on multiple court-authorized Title III wiretaps, both on his phone and his associates' phones. On multiple calls, defendant discussed criminal activity. Throughout March 2023, defendant discussed how the mother of one of his children accused him of pointing a gun at her, and defendant claimed that it was a lie. But on June 20th, 2023, a second person accused defendant of the same conduct. That day, defendant's significant other, KC, stated, "You pulled a gun out on me with your daughter. You pulled a gun out on me in front of your fucking daughter. You pointed a gun at me with your bitch ass." Defendant responded, "I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Ever since I've been with you." Wow, Bricc Baby is a real piece of shit. It says the following day, defendant argued with KC again about her picking up her daughter, ordering her to take the fucking baby outside, you stupid bitch. You sit in the house all day, you dumb asshole. KC told defendant she could not walk or drive because defendant uffed up her leg, and then he was the one who hit on people. Defendant responded, "Man, on 6-0, shut the up, bitch. I just told you, you keep playing with me, you just want to see it." Defendant told KC to leave and said they were done. On the same day, KC again stated, "It's so uffed up that you can't even apologize for the things you do. You've never apologized apologize for treating me bad. Pulling a gun out on me like this is cool for you, but you want me to go do stuff for you? You talking about you don't want me, shit you got going on, but you gonna pull a gun out on me and my child though, right? Defendant responded on 6-0, yeah, you don't get it. I don't give a F. I don't. On 6-0 Crip. And remember, this is all on wiretap phone call recordings. This is how he's talking to his baby mama. Man. It's got bullet point B. It says firearms and ammunitions are recovered from defendant's home. It said following the above mentioned calls, law enforcement obtained search warrants for the defendant's home, car, and person. Inside his home, law enforcement found the 3 firearms and ammunition listed in count 2 of the indictment. They found a .380 caliber pistol, a 9mm caliber pistol, and a .556 45 caliber assault rifle style firearm with over 125 rounds of ammunition. Defendant tried to drop some of the firearms and ammunition from his balcony into the courtyard of his apartment complex, just as he had previously stated that he would do on another intercepted call. It's got bullet point C. It says defendant is recorded on intercepted calls making other admissions. Throughout the remaining period of the wiretaps, defendant made countless assertions or threats pertaining to violent conduct and weapon possession. For example, on February 20th, 2023, defendant stated that he did not respect the elders in the gang and would pop anyone that was on 6-0. On March 6, 2023, defendant was on the phone call with his mother and found the mother of his child outside of his house. He told his mom that the mother of his child was in gangland and wanted to expire early. Defendant asked the mother of his child if she wanted to die in front of her son on 6-0 as defendant's mother screamed at him to stop because he may be being recorded. Damn, even his mama knew he was on wiretap. On March 6, 2023, defendant told KC that the police were acting stupid and that he was tired of doing what they told him to and that he was ready to shoot the mother of his child. Later that day, defendant told another unidentified male that he can kill the mother of his child, and he put that on 6-0. There's some interesting wording right there. It says that Bricc Baby told his baby mama, KC, that the police were acting stupid and that he was tired of doing what they told him to do. I don't know what that means, man, but that kind of sounds like somebody might be working. Anyways, it goes on. It says on March 28, 2023, defendant said that he would body slam the mother of his child on her neck and to stop playing with him. In the same call, defendant discussed how it felt to kill someone and have to go to school and play basketball the next day. Bullet point D, defendant continues to threaten violence and carry firearms. In addition to the intercepted calls online, defendant continued to threaten violence, carry firearms, and discuss both. For example, in March 2024, defendant quote unquote crashed out at his place of employment, threatening to shoot people and eventually fighting a security guard. Defendant later admitted in separate interviews that he had a firearm on him during the altercation and that he brought his daughter with him to the studio that day, and they got this picture of Bricc Baby standing up, you know, while he was crashing out. It says in June 2024, defendant argued over the phone with an individual and claimed that he had killed more people than the other had fought. Defendant stated that he swore it to be true on his 4 babies, which he repeated many times. In later attempting to downplay this claim, defendant stated that even if he had 1 murder, that would be more than the other person had fights. And right here, they're talking about when Bricc Baby told Loose Cannons, I got more murders in the hood than you got squabbles.
I got more murders than you got squabbles in the hood and homies. Yeah, those than you got squabbles in the set. On the hood. Hey, I got. Can you give us like at least 2 names from your put on and what block? I ain't never seen you at no meeting at Hyde Park, Horseman, or at 54th. When did you get put on? When did you get put on? I got put on in 2002. I got put out on 2002 Eileen Street at June House. What's up? Yeah, dead homie. So when you get put on?
No, you haven't, bro. You been in
man, cuz Billy was a part of my put on. They was a part of my put on. Oh, the dead homies. My first name was Baby Wild. He's an Izzy turned East Coast. That was the 3rd squabble. Who did you squabble, gang?
Everybody.
Who? You didn't squabble everybody. You would have went home stuff.
Shut your
You didn't hey, you come up here with 30. None of them was from 60s.
You ain't
I got more murders than you got squabbles in the hood and homies, nigga.
All right, on bullet point E, it says defendant is charged with repeatedly possessing a firearm and ammunition despite numerous felony convictions. It says defendant is now charged with multiple counts of possessing firearms and ammunition, all in violation of 18 U.S.C. 922. The first charge stems from the defendant shooting 3 bullets into a business parking lot in July of 2022 to ward off would-be robbers. The second charge involves all the firearms and ammunition found at his home in June 2023. Both of these charges followed 5 felony convictions from 2010, 12, 14, 16, and 20, respectively. Damn, Bricc Baby is getting arrested and charged every 2 years for the last decade. It says, respectively, while the pre-trial services report includes a longer criminal history with out-of-state convictions. Bullet point F, the morning of defendant's instant arrest, he had an unsecured firearm and ammunition in reach of his young child. On March 19, 2025, law enforcement arrested the defendant on the felon in possession charges in the indictment at his residence in Gardena, California, with his significant other and young child. Agents found a Glock 26 firearm and a 17-round Glock magazine with 16 rounds of 9mm ammunition, as well as another magazine with 16 rounds of 9mm ammunition. Defendant kept all of that unsecured despite residing with his significant other and a child he had already threatened with a firearm before, despite being arrested with all of the firearms and ammunitions at his residence in June 2023, despite his many felony convictions prohibiting him from possessing firearms or ammunition, and despite California penal.
I was gonna try to defend, bro, and be like, bro, you can't say this man can't have fire to protect himself, but bro, when you a felon, yeah, they try to make it so you can't have no guns, and then nigga, you got extended mags on top of. Boy.
Code 32310 prohibiting possession of large capacity magazines. Bullet point G, defendant's criminal history is full of violence and supervision violations. As shown in the pretrial services report and the indictment itself, defendant's multiple firearm and ammunition possession charges in this case are far from the defendant's first crimes. Number 1, in 2006, there was a narcotics and obstruction of law enforcement charge. Almost 20 years ago, defendant earned his first felony from a narcotics distribution conviction, while he also was charged with willful obstruction of law enforcement officers by use of threats or violence. He was sentenced to 10 years probation and given a second chance with community service and schooling conditions. Incident number 2, in 2010, reckless evading involving assault with a deadly weapon. In 2010, defendant's criminal charges escalated with the charge for assault with a deadly weapon with great bodily injury likely and a conviction for evading a peace officer with disregard for safety. Defendant was sentenced to 365 days in jail and 3 years of probation, a violation of which resulted in 2 years of confinement. According to the certified conviction records and police reports for the original crime, police saw a S worker enter the defendant's car, and defendant then sped off upon seeing police. Defendant led police on a high-speed chase through stop signs and red lights. At some point, defendant pushed the female out of the moving vehicle. The victim landed on.
Hey, this nigga Bricc Baby ill, gang. Hey, he pushed the bitch out the car, bro. He ain't pulling over, stop it, bro. He got caught buying some coochie and said, bro, you will not be goddamn taking a mug shot with me, and pushed the bitch out the car. That's crazy.
On her face, and defendant ran over her thigh with his car. The victim later stated that she asked to be let out multiple times, but Bricc Baby refused until he later threw her out of the car. The victim also stated that the defendant said he had something he needed to get rid of during the chase and threw a handgun out of the window. The third incident, 2012 to 2014 narcotics convictions. Upon his release in 2012, defendant was arrested for transportation of a controlled substance and ultimately sentenced to 365 days in jail and another 3 years of probation. That probation was later revoked after the defendant admitted to violating it 5 months after that arrest, but before that sentence, he was arrested for the same crime in Nevada and ultimately was sentenced to 4 years of probation. In 2013, he was arrested for and by 2014 convicted of possession of a controlled substance. Defendant later received misdemeanor relief for that conviction, but he thereafter violated his probation.
Hey, yo. Hey, gang. I don't know. Maybe California, maybe the West Coast laws are different, but how the fuck does he keep getting in trouble and only getting and doing like a year and then probation, gang? Like, dude, like, I thought, like, what the fuck?
Again, incident number 4, 2016, criminal threats conviction. On August 2nd, 2016, defendant was convicted of criminal threats and sentenced to 2 years in state prison, although he was given yet another opportunity with the suspension of the execution of that sentence and 3 years formal probation. He violated that probation multiple times, even receiving a no bail bench warrant for his failure to appear for a violation hearing. Incident number 5, 2020 robbery conviction. On October 7, 2020, defendant was convicted of robbery and sentenced to 6 years imprisonment. This arrest also led to a high-speed chase and barricade incident that defendant glamorized in his music. And they've got a screenshot of Bricc Baby's music video behind the gate where he included footage from the news. It says incident number 6, misdemeanor arrest and other conduct. It says as a juvenile, defendant was charged with carrying a concealed weapon, robbery, and minor in possession of a weapon. He has further arrest for narcotic sales, many failure to appears in multiple states, obstruction, multiple felony and possession charges, false statements, flight, assault with a deadly weapon, multiple fugitive from justice warrants, inflicting corporal injury on a spouse, criminal threats, and multiple robberies. Defendant also has misdemeanor convictions and an infraction involving arrest for taking a vehicle without consent, driving on a suspended license, and domestic violence. Number 7, defendant's fraud crimes. Defendant's crimes do not pertain only to violence and weapon possession though. Defendant is currently under investigation for fraudulently applying for FEMA benefits by claiming to be a renter of a property in Pasadena, California, destroyed in the Eaton fire in January 2020. Moreover, in his digital devices seized during his previous arrest, defendant was in possession of multiple social security numbers, addresses, and other personal identifying information that he had bought on WhatsApp. Defendant even had a photograph of a driver's license with his photograph, but a different name, address, and state. My God, it says bullet point H, defendant was detained based on a risk of flight and danger. On March 19, 2025, this court ordered defendant to be detained pending trial based on risk of non-appearance and danger to the community. This court found detention to be appropriate based on 1, the defendant's history and characteristics, including his criminal record of fugitive arrest and violating probation and parole conditions, as well as insufficient bail resources, and 2, defendant's safety risk due to the nature and seriousness of the instant charges and his criminal history, which include numerous convictions, some of which were violent. Number 3, argument A, legal standards for pretrial detention. A defendant must be detained pending trial where no condition or combination of conditions will reasonably assure the appearance of the person as required and the safety of any other person and the community. The detention is thus appropriate for a defendant who is either a danger to the community or a flight risk. They then state this case, United States versus Matamidi. It says the Bail Reform Act mandates an individual evaluation guided by the factors articulated in 3142 United States versus Diaz-Hernandez. Those factors are the nature and circumstances of the offense charged, including whether the offense is a crime of violence. 2, the weight of the evidence against the defendant. 3, the defendant's character, physical and mental condition, family and community ties, past conduct, history relating to drug or alcohol abuse, criminal history, and 4, the nature and seriousness of the danger to any person or the community that would be posed by the defendant's release. They cite another case, United States versus Windsor. It says defendant should remain detained. All of the 3142 factors justify ordering defendant to remain detained pending trial. It says 1, nature and circumstances of the offenses. The nature and circumstances of the defendant's offenses unequivocally weigh in favor of detention. Defendant's offenses, which are possessing multiple firearms on multiple occasions and over 125 rounds of ammunition, some of which he fired, are serious. The fact that defendant fired at would-be robbers in a business parking lot and less than a year later was found with firearms after purportedly pointing them at his partner and child only confirmed that the defendant should not be possessing firearms, not to mention his multiple prior felony convictions, each of which alone prohibit him from possessing firearms in the first place. His continued possession of another firearm and even more ammunition at home with his child during his latest arrest only further corroborates the need for his detention. Moreover, defendant faces a statutory maximum of 15 years for each count, as currently charged due to defendant's extensive criminal history and with the enhancements for the type and number of firearms and obstruction of justice, defendant faces a likely guideline range of 92 to 115 months imprisonment based on a total offense level of 21. And for those who don't want to do the math, 92 months is 7.5 years. 115 months is 9.5 years. That's what he's looking at based on these charges that he got. They've got the charges listed: base level offense, 23 firearms plus 2 obstruction plus 2, making the total level of his offense a 24. The severity of the potential penalties involved augments defendant's risk of non-appearance. So they're saying because of what he's being charged with and the sentence that he's facing, and based on the fact that he has skipped out on court dates in the past, it's likely if they release him that he will skip out on this court date as well. It says, as courts have recognized, such a lengthy sentence provides significant incentive to flee, and given defendant's criminal history and category, he is facing a guideline sentence of nearly 10 years. They cite another case where somebody had done that exact thing, fled because they were facing a long sentence. It says defendant's previous evading and flight from law enforcement, as well as his repeated fugitive arrest, failures to appear, and parole violations confirm the same. In sum, the nature and circumstances of defendant's offenses demonstrate that he is a risk of both danger and non-appearance. Number 2, weight of the evidence. The evidence that defendant committed the charged offenses is overwhelming and cannot be ignored in assessing defendant's risk of danger and non-appearance in this case. Defendant was captured on audio recordings discussing firearms and other crimes for months. When his home was searched, those firearms were recovered. Defendant was previously captured on surveillance footage where shell casings were later recovered at the defendant's location in the video, showing that he fired them. Evidence of defendant's continued possession of firearms is likewise powerful, including the night before his arrest on the podcast video as found in his home during the arrest. All the evidence in this case conclusively shows defendant's continued possession of firearms and use of those prohibited firearms. Accordingly, the weight of the evidence, which this court shall consider under 18 U.S.C. 3142, favors defendant's continued detention. It's got number 3, history and characteristic of defendant. It says defendant's history and characteristics also favor detention. Indeed, defendant's involvement in multiple violent offenses renders him partially dangerous to the community. The evidence of his violence and threats of violence is all exacerbated by defendant's apparent continued access to firearms as detailed above. The recordings of defendant discussing uncharged conduct cast his already damning criminal history in an even more troubling light. Defendant's many convictions, along with his recent involvement in these firearm offenses, further establish the danger he possesses to the community if he is released. Additionally, defendant's headlong flight from law enforcement on multiple occasions and countless supervision violations only reinforces his dangerousness and his incompatibility with pretrial release, as does his attempt to rid himself of the firearms when law enforcement searched the location. For all of these reasons, defendant's history and characteristics support his continued detention. It's got number 4, nature and seriousness of danger posed by defendant's release. It says defendant's release would pose a serious danger to his own family and the community at large. Law enforcement risked exposing its investigation into a deadly criminal enterprise by executing the search warrant at the defendant's home in June 2023, all to protect the defendant's partner and child from defendant hurting them. In multiple intercepted calls, defendant's partner had discussed the defendant physically hurting her and pointing a gun at her and her child. Despite law enforcement seizing multiple guns and ammunition from his home, which unquestionably should have been a turning point for the defendant had another unsecured gun and many more rounds of ammunition in reach of his child when he was arrested 2 years later in March of 2025. Defendant's risk of danger to his family cannot be ignored. Additionally, defendant is not only a risk of danger to the community at large, but has acted on his dangerousness time and time again. Perhaps most concerning is defendant's continued criminal conduct after being caught with firearms, including illegally possessing another firearm, which weighs strongly in favor of continued detention. It's got bullet point C. Defendant's proposed property bond is insufficient, so they call him Bricc Baby broke. They said while defendant's support from family, shown by his mother's willingness to serve as a surety and put up a property bond on his behalf, is admirable, but there is no condition or combination of conditions to warrant his release pending trial. Even the proposed secured property bond would not mitigate defendant's danger to the community in light of the severity of his charged offenses and his serious, lengthy criminal history. Even if the defendant agreed to other conditions, those limitations, including electronic monitoring, would all suffer from the a critical flaw in that they depend on the defendant's good faith compliance in order to be effective. In particular, electronic monitoring does not prevent a defendant from committing crimes within the monitoring radius, including his home, where he has been caught with unsecured firearms and ammunition more than once, and there is no reasonable way to assure that a defendant would not make impermissible stops or detours on his way to places permitted under the restrictions. Given defendants' repeated commission of crimes over the course of this investigation, as well as the litany of criminal convictions, warrants, violations, and continued criminal activity while on probation or parole, this court should be wary of the defendant's ability to obey his proposed restrictions. Because defendant's personal commitment to abide by release conditions is the key factor for determining his fitness for bail, his serial and flagrant criminality counsels against bail in this case. Conclusion: this court should therefore order the defendant's continued detention pending trial. So there is the paperwork. That is everything that basically the feds are saying they got against Bricc Baby. Wiretaps, real evidence like the guns that they have collected on multiple occasions. It's a wild story for sure, but that's what we got. That's the paperwork. Like I said, I'm reading it for y'all so y'all don't have to. Y'all gotta let me know what y'all think about it though in the comments down below, because that is basically it for the video. If you guys enjoyed the content, be sure.
Damn, gang. Hey, I wanted to ask y'all how y'all feel about that, bro. Did y'all see in there where it said Bricc Baby told his baby mama, the police is out here acting stupid and I'm tired of doing what they say? That sounds like somebody working for them, right? Or do y'all feel like he just basically like saying he tired of authority figures type deal? You know what I'm saying? Cause wow. I ain't know. Hey, listen, I see over in California, bro, they keep giving your ass probation because they want that probation. So when you finally do something big, they can hang your motherfucking ass, because this nigga was kept getting in trouble, gang. I'm talking about year after year, 1 year, 2 years probation. First time motherfucker get a 10-year probation sentence. And I'm trying to figure out how they probation run over there, because they gave the man 10 years. Then a couple years later, he get 3 years. Then the following year, he get an additional 2 years of probation. So do they probation like you know what I'm saying, run together type shit? Because from my calculations, that mean that man been on probation for 15 years now. Like, god damn. That's crazy work. But again, y'all, that was Bricc Baby's paperwork right there exposed, man. You feel me? I guarantee you, bro, once all this shit come down, a lot more pieces, a domino effect is about to happen, gang. You see what I'm saying? That's big facts. That's crazy work. That boy Bricc got exposed. That boy Bricc got exposed on that. That's crazy work. What's happening, chat? Hey, man. I need y'all to put me on to some new music, bro. You feel me? Who's some hot artists and shit I should be listening to right now, man? Give me somebody. Y'all each give me one person in the chat, you feel me, that y'all feel is really dope. You know what I'm saying? That give me one song or give me their name and tell me where to find them at. I want to see something, man. I want to see what type of music y'all listen to, man. I don't care. It could be anything, too. I listen to anything and everything. What's up, son? What is this? A napkin? I can't eat a napkin, my boy. So my son got this thing now where he just likes to grab stuff and like try to feed you. It's like, my boy, we can't eat everything you pick up ain't edible, gang. You can't eat that, bro. Get the come on, Bootsy. Why you gonna iron the shirt while you in the shirt, gang? That's just crazy work. That's just crazy work. Woo.
You just need a second chance. So that's what you need to dwell on and pray about. A second chance. And sit down and think about how you gonna make this happen. And obey your parents. And come in, come home on time. Come in, come home. Number one. Streets don't love you. We love you, not the streets. You see where the streets get you?
Could you give me a hug, baby? Grandma, love you, okay? I'm sorry you got to go through this.
35
years.
years.
Listen to your parents.
He what?
Okay.
15?
Okay. I don't know how things gonna turn out for you.
Damn,
I ain't
boy,
got
your
no
ass
idea
ain't
how
getting
nothing
out
gonna turn out.
50.
No idea at all. I didn't know nothing this second. I told y'all don't tell me nothing. Didn't I tell you that?
50.
Okay. All right, baby. So I'm so sorry you got to go through what you're going through.
Yeah, now you want
But
grandma.
If God
you
help you out of this, please get yourself together, baby. And it's gonna take a miracle. It's gonna take a miracle that we don't have. You can turn me loose now.
Yeah, cause listen, cause guess what? When your ass, that's what motherfuckers fail to realize, boy. Cause when your ass get inside that pen, yeah, nigga. When you get inside that pen, ain't no switches in there, my boy. You got to gladiator school. You got to get right with these. So for 35 years, your ass gonna have to get right with these. And if you won't shit with these on the street, you gonna get your ass washed in there. That's crazy work. Boy, my son just knocked my damn lamp. Hold on, chat. Take him over here, man. Take him over here. No, don't touch that, okay? Don't touch that. What song, though? I'm using my camera. I can't pick up the phone because I'm actually using my phone. Stop kissing the TV, boy.
Yeah, I played it.
Over here kissing Miss Rachel.
Irony. Yeah. Okay. Look, I know kingpins who come from junkie mothers. I know real killers who raise rat brothers. I know real steppers, they fathers were store runners. Sucker, motherfucker, irony's a motherfucker. Black Durango Jeep, a wolf driving with a sheep. 2 black 40, Sean Kemp, Michael Finley. Butters on my feet, cooking margarine on low heat. A rag over the lid of the jar, so I ain't charred. I ain't dealt with my flaws, these imperfections abroad. That shit spread it out. Introvert, Gregory House. Ghetto folklore, the New Testament, it got vows. 5 to be precise, 60 months, cousin wrote kites. 260 weeks, big 8, not the week. Lock in a sock, gave a op nigga the beats. Pure cocaine, so white like it's bleach. A new caddy truck, matte black, the whole fleet. Red leather seats, you wouldn't notice if you bleed. Per nurse say our dear code forget you up to speed. We ain't dirt road or wheat field, nigga, we concrete. Talking dinner from the deli, risotto, Swiss add veggies, CNC pineapple beverage. That $10 meal made us ghetto kids electric. Yeah, I played it. Yeah. Look, I done seen a whole lot of shit. Like names getting flipped. Went from hair trigger to switch. It don't make a difference. Move wrong, you get glitched. Focus on your money while you fathom being hitched. We value dogs more than hoes. Trust me, it makes sense. Cause ironically, your pit is every hood nigga's first bitch. We all got a friend like money making Mitch. All flashy and shit, and they quick to go and spit. On me, I'm more A, stack bread, stay out the way. Everything that start good got an expiration date. And I know a gun runner from Jamaica, yo, I'm Blake, huh? Mama used to struggle, stayed in Section 8 and housing. Own her own crib, invested in real estate. Her credit start with 8, huh? More money than all them motherfuckers who be hating. Her grind got her out the grimy gutter, wasn't fate. Ain't no need to contemplate. Boots on the ground, can't be afraid. She taught me at a young age, success, brain hating. I guess that's why I don't have friends these days. Cause I'm young, black, successful, and I pay as I wait. Maneuver through the jungle and remain as an ape, huh? Yeah, I played it.
Now jungle hard.
Suck a motherfucker, irony's a motherfucker.
Motherfucker, irony's a motherfucker.
Do not want war, but will fight if we must.
Hey, sweetie, this nigga's all part of the crash out right here, gang.
Hey, that's some neighborhood, right?
Crazy,
right? Speaking of, now I know what I'm gonna ask you next.
There you go. Look at that shit. Look at this shit, bro. Look at this shit. Look at this. Off the rip, bro. You feel me? Stay off No Jumper, gang. Off the rip, he already trying to incriminate motherfuckers on some shit. Listen to what Adam is asking this nigga off the rip. Listen to this shit, bro.
Sweetie, this is all part of it. Hey, that's some neighborhood, right? Right? Speaking of, now I know what I'm gonna ask you next.
There you go, bro. Hey, first off,
free the Crips.
Free the Crips.
Free all the
We have
Crips.
four.
Free
Three is still in. We
Free
got
the
one
lows.
out. We got one out.
Look, free the mother Crips on the set. Free the mother Crips on the
All
set.
the keyways.
Free the mother keyways off the back. Free the keyways off the back. Free the keyways.
So, did you know that this Rico was coming?
I've been in jail. You know that coming.
Back to the business. We got to talk about this. The Rolling 60s Rico came out. They're saying that Big U caught a body. They're saying that Bricc Baby had guns and dope. They're saying the loose cannon was helping helping Big U extort people and whatnot.
Man, none of that shit true.
You don't believe any?
Man, no. Free the Crips.
Free the Crips.
Free the Lokes. Free the Crips.
Okay. Have you taken a look at the indictment yet?
Crips.
It's pretty convincing.
No, I've been gangbanging in jail, but free the Crips, though. No, I don't have to look at it. Free the Crips. They didn't do it.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say. Free the Crips.
Didn't you ever run in with Big U recently?
Free the Crips.
Didn't you see him at a gas station?
No, that's the homies.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hell no. If we did see it, we neighborhood Crips.
Okay.
It's my older homies.
But it was all good.
But it don't matter. It's the homies. Free the Crips.
Okay.
Free the Lokes.
But do you feel as if a Rolling 40s Rico could be in the works?
Look, man, stop trying to jinx us.
You're keeping your nose clean?
Whoa.
I told y'all, bro, that boy Adam be on some
Whoa.
shit, Stay off of Adam 22.
That's a big question right there.
You my boy.
A lot of people are thinking about, I'm going to grab that finger, I'm going to stick it in my eye.
Hey, look.
We need to cancel them, bro.
Look, slow down. No, we ain't getting no Rico.
Okay.
Second off, that shit they in jail for they didn't do, get them the fuck out. Free the Crips.
Okay.
On the set. Period.
Okay.
Dead homies. Free the Lokes.
But in terms of, are you on the Bricc Baby side or the loose cannon side? Who do you think is more?
It don't matter. They all in jail. Free the Crips.
Okay.
It ain't no side when it come. Look. When you a convict, you get what I'm saying? You could be an inmate or a convict. Inmate gonna do his time and go home and follow rules. And what's the name? A convict, he gonna stick by the code. My times are maxed out. But I'm just saying at the end of the day, you get what I'm saying? It don't matter who side they in jail. You don't want nobody in jail.
Yeah.
Free the Crips. I don't give a fuck. You let that shit be for the streets. Free the Crips.
Was there a lot of like when the indictment came down, was there a lot of chatter in the jailhouse about it? Were people talking about, oh, they just
they got them in jail for no reason.
Got to be the biggest news, huh?
They got them in jail for no reason and all that. You know what I'm saying? They got them in jail for no reason. Free him and all that. I thought I was gonna see Bricc in there with me.
You know federal charges.
Yeah, I know. I found out.
I talked to him. He said the feds were actually like really. He said it's way nicer in the feds. He's like it's clean.
Hell yeah, feds
it's
way
more.
You got to think, and
proper.
And they eat real food in there. You got to think the food that we eat in the county jail.
Terrible.
What that shit look like
for animals?
Like what? What's an average dinner?
Bro, that shit look like dumpster food. You know that's why you go to the store in there.
Yeah,
that shit look like dumpster food.
What's the best shit in the store? Because it's still like noodles and Cheetos and. Right?
It's the concoctions you make.
You gotta mix all that together. You know what I'm saying? You watch. We gotta have a spread day here, and I gotta fix the spread. You know what I'm saying? We gotta have a spread day. We gotta fix the spread here, and then you'll understand what's the difference. That's next. We're gonna do a spread day here.
We should do that like this week.
Yeah, do this week. We're gonna do a spread day.
I like that.
And we'll kick them up spreading this month. You get what I'm saying? You can't
prison.
it ain't no such thing as like what's the best thing on here. You get what I'm saying?
Are you a good cook? Can you know how to chef up?
Yeah, we scrape them up a metal bunk, you know what I'm saying? Put a fire under it, light a wick.
But you're not too good in a regular kitchen?
You know what I'm saying? No, you know. You know what I'm saying? Straight
the huge smile and just...
You nice with a plastic bag, though. The plastic bag.
Yeah, but no, fuck all that. You got to put that on a bunk. You got to grill that mother. Scrape the bunk, all the paint off the bunk, right?
Okay.
Scrape all the paint off the bunk, boom. We're going to sanitize it. We're going to clean the bunk, you know what I'm saying, on the thing. Bob, after we put it on the thing, we're going to put the fire on it, make a candle.
But,
you know how you make the candle, right?
What?
All right, you got to put the peanut butter.
I used all mine on some guy's asshole.
Chill, buddy.
Hold up.
Hold up.
Chill. And look, you gotta put the tissue out with the peanut butter on it. You gotta fold it and you gotta put grease on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Roll it up. You know what I'm saying? You light it. It's gonna burn. It's gonna burn. It's gonna burn for cool hours. You know what I'm saying? Put it on the bunk. Wop. Heat the metal up. Drop the food on that and start frying it.
Okay.
It's different. You get what I'm saying? And hook it up. It's a concoction with the shit. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta be a scientist. Call Elon Musk.
Shout out. Oh, hold on. Goddamn. Hold on. Shout out to all the Crips in that too. Dead homies. Free all the Crips, niggas, in jail, in a pen. Free all the Damus in a pen, in the county. Free all the active Southsiders in a pen, in the county. Free all the Crips. Free all the convicts.
Free all the Hoovers.
On the set. Free all the Lows.
Okay.
Fuck, I didn't know on the table on that nigga.
What's that? You guys are siding up against me?
We damn near dove over the table. I thought he was gonna sock you first on me.
I'm a friend to the grooves. I love the grooves.
Yeah.
22 still got his groove back. Hey, but
it's an irresistible groove.
Wait, I just want to say, do you understand that we finally got Loose Cannon and Bricc Baby on camera?
That's what I heard.
And the next day, the feds raid their houses. Not even like the next day.
7 hours later.
Yeah, 7 hours afterwards, they run up in their spot.
How the interview went with both of them?
The interview was honestly pretty cool, although, I mean, there was one point where Bricc was stretching and you could see a little something poking out of his waistband, which none of us saw, but they were saying that he was trying to intimidate Loose Cannon.
No, there's a straight up, there's a Mexican standoff going on and we were in the middle of it.
I had no idea.
Bro, they both homies, you get what I'm saying? They both homies and they both from the same
brand new
hood.
homies.
You get what I'm saying? No, they both homies. They both from the same.
No, they were
hood.
enemies for a long time.
Yeah, but it don't matter. They still
they still legitimacy of if they're from their hoods has been very much called into question by them.
Well,
but look, they claim the same soil, so it
nobody's
don't matter.
nobody's doubting Bricc.
They homies, and that's good. I wish I was out for that interview. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, you would have pulled up.
What the fuck
Oh,
you mean?
hell
yeah.
You could be Herb Dean. Would you wear a black and white striped shirt?
Oh,
you could be like the ref. No? I don't know if you could be the
Judge
ref.
Mills Lane.
Imagine he skips over the fighting part of his career and goes right to being a ref.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I think, cuz, you be in the hood. You know how to get a crib hand.
Come on, what the fuck?
What if I hit you with this?
Nah, come on. You gonna get your fingers broke.
Wait, but that's not how you do it, right? That's the neighborhood handshake, right?
Handshake is like this, nigga. 2 fingers in the thumb, but we don't play with that.
Oh, you put the thumb as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can't play with that. Don't play with that.
He know Adam know what it is, but he trying to use it.
This is a very popular hood.
Very popular hood.
Very popular card.
I wasn't wrong.
Y'all gotta watch out for it.
But hey,
anyway,
look. This all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Free all the Crips, dead homies. Free all the Lokes. Free all the. Shout out to the 2000 flow with the Crips on the 2000 flow. You get what I'm saying? On the set. I'm back. I'm the dead homies. Let's go! Wow, run it up. But right now, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's 6:32. I'm about to go nail his. She just had on the camera. I'm about to go nail his. She got a motherfucking flight to catch, and I gotta take the So we need to wrap this up.
Give us
run this up real quick.
us like a little light half hour, like a little like let's go till 7.
Let's go.
All right.
Hey, extra. I want to know though, like of all the when people were talking right about the Big U indictment and all that when that first came up, when the rumors were starting to circulate, and you were like, oh, they just locked up the homies. Were people talking about podcasting and the fact that people talking on podcasts, including No Jumper, is what led to some of these people getting swooped up in this situation?
Well, nah, people, everybody got their own opinion. You get what I'm saying? Once again, our homies in there for something they didn't do. You get what I'm saying? Everybody got their own opinion, but our homies in there for something they didn't do. You get what I'm saying? Free the Crips, once again. You get what I'm saying?
Innocent men.
But you get what I'm saying? Innocent man. You get what I'm saying? And anything they came on a broadcast, you get what I'm saying? It did an interview of, you get what I'm saying? They didn't do nothing wrong, bro. They just talking. It's a freedom of speech. It's America. You get what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Don't throw no fake allegations and fake rumors on you.
There's
You know what I'm
certain
saying?
things like the fact that Loose Cannon was on this podcast talking basically about him and Big U going and extorting this weed dealer, and now they have the weed dealer snitching on him allegedly, and like he admitted to it on the podcast, so it seems like it might be kind of hard for him to say like, nah, that was a joke, that didn't really happen.
Man, free the Crips. Like I said. I would have said free the Crips. Dead over.
No,
Look, hey, 4 Extra really conducting himself like a consummate gangbanging professional.
Well, listen, there may be many things that he struggles with, such as staying out of jail, but but you cannot deny that he is very anti-snitching.
I didn't even shake his hand on that one.
He's very anti anything that is negative towards the neighborhoods in general. Like he's just and really like you can't really get him to talk too much shit about his ops, really. Like he'll let you know on some like regular shit, but he's not gonna go into detail like that. And I'm even talking about like on the phone. Like he's never like even together when we're in real life, he's never been like, yo, them dudes from over there, they some bitches, they did this, and that. Like he never lets me in on the secrets of the hood.
See, you gotta, but
we don't even know the hood of the peanut butter victim.
Hey, but
Exactly.
look,
Yeah. Although apparently it's out there.
Hey, but look,
we don't even say it.
Hey, look, you gotta think about it like this. You get what I'm saying, bro? I don't get on this, you know what I'm saying, to tell no lie to no motherfucking body. You get what I'm saying? I'm not jumping on this motherfucker for the views. You get what I'm saying? So the world look at it like, you know what I'm talking about? He's a real nigga. You get what I'm saying? And he keeping it across the board. This how you supposed to keep it across the board. You get what I'm saying? You ain't got to get on here and talk about people like you 13, like we in juvenile hall. Or you get on here and run your mouth about your politics that's going on in your hood. You get what I'm saying? That don't supposed to be told on here, that have nothing to do with y'all. You get what I'm saying? To get views. You out of bounds when you do that. You in the wrong. You should be getting a phone call to get your ass knocked out if you do it. You get what I'm saying? Since day one we met, I always said that. Anybody watching this mother always said that. Strictly across the mother board on Vernon Avenue Crib. And I'm not hard to find. I'm always from Crenshaw to Fig.
And I think also, I think your like health as a human being, as far as not drinking and smoking, is like instrumental in that too, because you always have your right state of mind. So you're not gonna say some crazy ass shit that you later.
And
I agree with that too.
I really want you to smoke dust with me, but
you said what?
I would like you to smoke dust with me, but you're not gonna. So it's cool.
That nigga skip.
I'll smoke dust with you.
That's not even like off the. That's off the bat.
Hey, look, off the back, he skipped weed and all that went straight to dust. He went straight to you skipped. I didn't even try nothing yet. You skipped the weed, you skipped the cigarettes, the black and white. You went straight to dust.
I know you like to get wet though.
What?
All right, hey, 10 grand, smoke a blunt.
That's solid.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you just saw the clip, but did you know that you can watch this entire interview right now before it's released to the public, uncensored?
That's crazy work. Hey, chat. Go ahead and tell you, if you know, you know. Stay the fuck off of Adam 22, No Jumper, bruh, and stay the fuck off of Vlad TV, gang, bruh. And like that man said, bruh, if you got politics going on in your hood, gang, keep that shit in your hood. Don't come up here and rant or flex for a month. Look at this motherfucker, bruh. Don't come up here and tell this motherfucker your business, because when them boys come a knocking, and they gonna come a knocking, this is the motherfucker that's gonna hand your ass over. It's gonna be easy like Sunday morning. You understand me? But listen, though, chat, we out of here. I just want to come in and tap in with that Bricc baby situation, because they said boy PaperWork got exposed, and then Extra Crip or whatever his name is, buddy just wild too. He crazy. So want to check that video out. But listen, we'll be back later. About to go have some me time with me and my son. You know what I'm saying? So until later on night, we out. Peace.